one possible ground for appeal is a Second Amendment argument that he can basically argue thought the evidence was fairly overwhelming against them. And so the defense's best hope on appeal might lie in trying to persuade the Court of Appeals that this whole proceeding violated his right to bear arms. Probably see an appeal get underway in 2025. Prosecutors dream in terms of the breadth and the scope of the evidence that they brought to bear here. Ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, his daughter testifying about his struggles with addiction. Documentary evidence, the forms in question that he filled out falsely was Hunter Biden's own words. The jury heard his voice. They also saw his text messages. Again, is to confront the defendant with his own words. Well, he could, and I know he said at least he's not planning to pardon Hunter Biden.
Now he does have Secret Service protection, but this was also probably very difficult and emotional for the Biden family, someone who has battled through addiction in such a public way.
Biden's memoir that he's often talked about, where his father and mother, Jill Biden, his late mother, of course, passed away in 1972, invite him to come to the home, and they stage an intervention. And he runs down the driveway, and he says he just keeps running and running and running, back to drug addiction, back to conduct that's incorrect or unseemly. And he acknowledges this throughout his memoir, that his father tried to intervene. Now the Biden name is, in this trial, convicted.
NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett, MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin, former Manhattan Assistant District Attorney Catherine Christian.
Not a surprise, and yet there is something unbelievably tragic about the entirety. Not only is Hunter Biden someone who has very publicly struggled with addiction, finding of the gun. 11 days after he purchased it, the gun was tossed by his then girlfriend and his sister-in-law, Hallie Biden, the widow of Beau Biden, in a trash can outside an upscale grocer in Wilmington. When Hunter Biden realized what is known as a diversion agreement on gun charges and a deferred prosecution agreement on tax charges, there was a fear that if Joe Biden were not reelected and former President Trump were to be elected as president, that a Republican-led Department of Justice could retributively seek to find Hunter Biden in non-compliance with the terms of that deal. That's why they wanted the judge to supervise it. And she said, that's not my job. That's how the whole plea agreement fell apart. That's what led to today's indictment and then trial and, of course, conviction. Again, not at all surprising, but still, nonetheless, on a real tragedy.
There's no need to incarcerate him for these charges. He should get the same diversion program. Once an addict, always an addict. I'm assuming he's in recovery. It would have been the jury doing nullification. This is a sad verdict.
9 counts for tax-related charges, including tax evasion and filing a false return, essentially didn't pay his taxes, to the tune of $1.4 million on time. Legally, doesn't matter. 3 felonies, the rest are misdemeanors. He needs to think through whether he needs to plead guilty to those charges. We think the evidence was bad in this trial and embarrassing in this trial. Just wait until the trial in September.
The facts here were very strong.